Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We trust you're all well. If you could all just let me know if you can hear us, and we can begin this beautiful Sunday session. Happy, happy Sunday, everyone. Hmm. Miatur talavaros taviresh. Kivarekiash kiatur talavir. Tavesh ratiresh talavira. Kiatur talavaros talavir. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Soul Sessions with Kemet. Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy, happy Sunday. We trust you're all well. Hmm. Hello, hello, Crystal. Hello, Khadi. Hello, Gas Child. Hello, beautiful beings. Many blessings to all this beautiful day. Thank you for being with us. We are so pleased we're able to share this space and have this space for everyone. Hello, Jason. Hello, beautiful beings. We are so pleased to have you all with us, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you all. We trust you're all well. We trust you're all enjoying the energies. They have been very interesting. I've got to say, of late, very interesting energies, very different. Connecting with Source has been an interesting feel. Even the physical has been an interesting feel. We can sense that everyone is having quite a unique shift into their source energy, into their source anchoring, and every frequency seems to be crystallizing more and more into authentic experiences and authentic expression. So we can feel within our journey just how different it's feeling being us, and how we are a lot more aware of how we enjoy things, how we like things, how we sort of are in a deeper way. Almost like it feels as though we are introducing ourselves to ourselves, and again beginning to understand what we enjoy and like, but from an external, internal, external. It's interesting. For now, the environment is showing us what we enjoy and who we are, what kind of conversations we like having, what kind of energy we like being in. So it is interesting because the way we would normally be, the way we would normally respond to things, we don't. So it's almost an outer body experience, witnessing ourselves express ourselves in a very different way from how we would normally or how we were used to. So, and it just feels a lot more. It's been I mean, I think with everybody, we've all been having this process of growth and evolution and change. Somehow, for the last few days, for us personally, it's been quite marked, quite a distinct change. And we don't know how everybody else is feeling, or everybody else has been enjoying or witnessing their presence. Hello, Vanessa. Thank you for joining us. Okay, beautiful beings. Let us. Okay, so saying let's go deeper there. Okay, so let's see, what can we share? A few things. It was interesting. Maybe a week or two ago, we felt quite a little insecurities come up and self-consciousness come up. And it took us quite by surprise, where we were quite, we're in our flow. We have been, our journey, as all of your journeys, I'm sure, have been quite dynamic and quite interesting and quite unusual, very unhuman like. And first, our being birthed as Lasala here, and then awakening as Velastri, and integrating that, and then our transformation into Kemet. We've had so many different shifts, yet through each of the shifts, we have felt a certain just confidence and ease and release. Yes, a lot of adjusting and everything else. Yet we had found almost a rhythm. And a few, maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, we could feel ourselves literally feel this little bit of anxiety, or a little bit of self consciousness, a little bit of insecurity in just even posting. We would post and then think, did that was that right? Was that for the was that for the collective? Was And it was interesting because we usually just post and release. We've never had a sit and analyze and think. So little tweaking things like that. We're trying to why was that to be shared source? Oh, okay. Source just wants to make you aware that if you are feeling interesting new observations of self, insecurities come up which weren't there before, self consciousnesses which weren't there before, just this almost outer body experience, almost trying to get used to who you are, or understanding, or being at ease and surrendering, is part of the process. Okay, Source just really wants to emphasize however you're feeling and however you are experiencing it, it's part of the process. A little worry, a little concern, a little anxiety, a little catastrophizing, thinking of the worst, and then coming back and reading it back in. Source says that's all part of the process, it's part of the healing. And for you to be gentle, and for you just to stay the path, and just to flow and not let it get. Don't let it get into your head too much. Don't let it get into your frequency too much. Um, as soon as we realize we are being that way, we just release, we'll shake it off, and we just move on. Because we understand when we channel what comes through a source. We're not directing it, we're not intending anything, there's no manipulation. We have no idea what we're going to receive on that day anyway for anyone. We simply are open, we receive, and that's that. So that insecurity and that doubt we have doesn't make sense. It's misplaced because whatever source brings through is what source brings through. There isn't any criteria for it. It's simply the information that comes through. So for us to feel insecure about the information is weird. It's counterintuitive. We're not rehearsing a song and performing it on stage. Then okay, fine. We can have a few insecurities because now it's a personal thing we're doing. This is source frequencies just coming through, right? So if you're finding yourself feeling a little, in moments of flustering or moments of uncertainty or anxiety, Source just wishes you all to know it's part of the process, to go with the flow, to be gentle with yourselves. And it's just the reason why it might be prickling up at this time is because you're crystallizing more and more into your source energy. That is quite a stark difference from how you would normally be. And it's quite a it's there's quite a big, as much as you have been doing the work gradually, as soon as you shift into that source space and you crystallize there, the impact is quite dramatic, even though the flow has been steady. The impact of that crystallizing is quite a big shift because it's quite a big injection of all that you are, all your energy into the frequency. And source is saying 100% source and 99% source, even though it's just 1% difference, the 100% is so much more everything than the 99%, because the 100% is pure source energy without any interference, as opposed to 99%, which might have a bit of illusion and stuff. So Source just wanted to give that interesting understanding at this time that no matter where you're going, no matter how you're going through these interesting energies, no matter what's coming through for you, know that you are doing great. Know that it's part of the process. Know that whatever ways you're experiencing it, whatever you're sensing, however you are feeling, it's part of the process. Just take a breath, ground, center, and continue to flow. Continue to go with the flow. Continue to trust, and the energies are changing and flowing, and formidable keeps coming through. We keep receiving that word, that term, formidable. Each of you going through this process are becoming formidable. It is a formidable force. Source is a formidable source. It is just pure energy, limitless, powerful, stable, certain, love. Boom. And each of you are crystallizing into your source frequency, which is a formidable force. And it's a state of complete presence and that deep knowing in self. And so all of these little experiences you're having along the way are the fine tunings to just centering into that space. Okay. We do feel the Taurus energy, the Taurus frequency is working quite a bit at this time. Um, we do feel Taurus quite a bit, even in the Taurus and Leo. Taurus and Leo have been coming through quite strongly. We had felt the Virgo energies for the longest time. Virgo has been with us for a very long time, and we felt the Virgo energies almost come through even stronger in the last few months. Now, the Leo and the Taurus energies seem to be coming through prominently for the solar plexus, that which you are, that which you're expressing, to align with your source frequency, so that now the stage you are performing on, the stage you are living, you are experiencing, honors you, is the stage that is a reflection of your truth. And then that Taurus energy, your stability, your career, your safety, your home, your security. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, governed by Venus. So your relationships, that they are also within source stability. There is again that anchoring, that formidable force frequency, that centering, that seating in your source frequency. It's we feel that it's almost like feels like a mountain energy, crystallization, boom, where you are just there without any flickering. It's a candle that's just burning and there's no waver. It's just a constant light. And that's what feels is the healing at this time. And it feels like it's going to be with each of us for quite some time. For everything is now shifting. The physical is now ready for that shift, that beautiful manifestation, honoring, which we have all been working towards, all been asking for, right? That finally, source, can we have a breakthrough? Can things start shifting in our favor? Can we start seeing now elements and opportunities and experiences and relationships and resources that are supporting us being source? And the energies of saying, yes, we are ready, you are the key, so you need to crystallize as the key, really now crystallizing as the key more than ever before. And it's been these periods of crystallization through 2020 to here, each year, every few months, crystallizing, and then the shift happening, crystallizing, and then a shift happening, then evolving, ascending, crystallizing, a shift happening, evolving, ascending, crystallizing, a shift happening, evolving, ascending. It's been this, shift and breakthrough, purge, release, upgrade, shift, to purge, purge, release, upgrade, shift, purge, release. It's a wonder, all a bit dizzy, thing. Oh, Source, when is this gonna end? And Source is saying, don't worry. Now it's the inner work in terms of you claiming your source. That work has stabilized. Now it's more the outer, the physical, the outer work being a match to that crystallized inner work. And that is why it's this feeling of you, of this Leo, this Taurus, this formidable force, anchoring energies working with us now. And this sends a ripple we are seeing through your physical matrix, through your physical grid, and assists then the shifts to come in to honor you. And Source is saying, yes, be patient with the shifts. It's as if the shifts you're wanting, they're going to come, and it's going to be a movement to better and better and grander and more and more. So it's sort of like you're crystallizing, then a shift. Ooh, things are really great. And then you deepen it even more. Ooh, things are really great. And then you really sit into, oh, things are amazing. And then you really get, and then things are even better. So it's, if you can think of the way in which you crystallized inward, it's happening in the external. So when you were doing your awakening process, when you were awakening and releasing the inner source from the programming, right? The awakening codes which we've all been receiving, you downloaded, integrated, shifted, crystallized. Ah, okay. Releasing all the toxic energy, that feels better. Downloading, integrating, crystallizing, okay. Releasing all the stress and all the worry, okay, that feels even better. Okay, much better. Ooh, downloading, integrating, crystallizing, okay. Releasing all the contracts, and okay, that feels even better. Okay. So every time it was that crystallization of your source, your inner world, and every time it moved, a deeper, richer experiencing of your inner world, of your inner source. That's happening in the physical now, where you are crystallizing and feeling, okay, so this is who I am. And I'm no longer fighting it. I'm no longer running away from it. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden your physical becomes, oh, this is nice. And then there's a deeper integration of it. Okay, now I enjoy these spaces. Okay, I think I'm more that being now. And then all of a sudden the physical changes. So it's that inner integration and download you are having, and the same integrations, yet in a physical perspective. And in the physical perspective, it almost takes the shape of you being more decisive, that crystallizing, that downloading, being more decisive, being more expressive of yourself, being more present, being more in your power. Um, Interesting. So the energies are saying it gets better and better, grander and grander, more richer and richer as you now progress. So know there is more coming. Um, there is more. This is not it. If you're thinking, is this it? So saying not even close. Haven't even scratched the surface yet. And once you receive, guess what? Still haven't scratched the surface yet. And once you receive even more, guess what? Haven't even scratched the surface yet. Because remember, you are a being, a high vibrational being in this earth energy. This earth energy does not quite match your high frequency. So you're just going to be receiving, because really only until you are in an earth which is equivalent to your frequency will you then almost be maxed out. And you won't even be maxed out, because once you're there, you just evolve more. So while you are here in the lower, denser frequencies, there's nothing you can do but receive. Because the balance, that's always that's going to happen, just more and more and more and more and more. And that's why source is saying the hard work was what you did before, and now this is the time of that Four of Cups, receiving from the unknown. And the trick was all of us getting used to receiving. That was the trick, that was the skill, that was the lesson, to get used to receiving from the unknown without question, without needing to know, without needing to understand. That was the catch. It's also saying that was the thing. And and that took a while. That took a very long time to master, because in order for you to receive from the unknown, you had to release everything from being understood and known. Relationships, people, experiences, your career, your stability, the known, security, everything that gave you that ease from the external had to be released. Everything that gave you that certainty from that external had to be released. Everything from the physical that gave you that source, um, formidable energy, but from the external had to be released, so that you feel formidable from within, from your core as your truth. Now you can receive from the unknown, because now you allow the unknown to come in freely. You allow whatever you receive to be free. You are simply blindfolded, just receiving, without questioning, without asking. You're just receiving and trusting. I'm at source, so whatever I receive is of source. I'm good. So the certainty and the security and the ease and the love is formidable. It's within you. It just is. It's crystallized. It's a mountain, it's a diamond. It just is. And that took work because you had to see all the places and heal all the places of insecurity, all the places of self worth and doubt, all the places of limitation and oppression. You had to really understand, release, heal, and allow yourself the trust and the understanding that you are the creator and that you have everything you need to create your experience. And now, for the greater part of your journey, that's there. It's done. Source is saying it's going to sharpen even more. It's going to sharpen even more. Yet, you receiving is what assists the sharpening. Source said, you have been so, it has been such a long time with you not really receiving what honors you completely and you just having to have faith and trust that you knowing you are source without the evidence has been locked down, because that was the healing. You knowing you are source without really seeing the evidence, still believing you are source without really seeing. I mean, you did see the shifts. There was evidence. Things did feel better. Things did align. You could see, but it wasn't the big changes you feel are open. Some of you are already receiving them now, source is saying. Some of you are already feeling the shifts. You're now already feeling that you're shifting into the wanted experiences, right? The changes you're wanting, the work you've asked for, the relationship you wanted, the promotion you wanted, the move you wanted, the finances, the support, the health, what you're wanting is finally coming in, right? But before this receiving of you, there was a long period where you just had to trust and believe. And that was to allow the crystallization of your source power to be innate without you requiring the physical to believe it. That seeing is believing had to be healed. You didn't have to see it to believe it, you just knew your source. And that just had to be crystallized profoundly within your frequency. Um, and now that lesson or that part of the healing is done. So now you receiving is assisting you settle further and deeper into source, because you receiving is improving your source. It's the law of attraction is a tricky little one, which the healing had to, the almost like loopholes and it's a delicate formula for you to be source and allow it to happen, where when the manifestation happens, you know it's you did it, you know it was your power, you know that it's your source reflecting, but you didn't require it for you to believe, oh, this means I'm source. That had to be healed. It had to be a very specific way for you to awaken to your full power, so that your power is not controlled by the physical. Your power had to be free of the external, completely free of the external, so that the external takes the shape of your power, not the other way around. You are the creator. You are the focal point of what's happening. You weave it and it becomes. And the healing you did before, where you just had faith and you trusted without really things happening, that helped the influence of your source power over the physical. Now, because you've crystallized that you are source completely without the big changes happening, you just knowing. Now, when you action in source, the influence you have over the physical is masterful, and it brings dramatic changes. Sources using the word drama. Dramatic changes. Why? Because it's bigger than you had expected. It's things that people, oh, that's a one in a lifetime opportunity. You'll be having these every month. every day, actually, because it's just the way in which you are operating, right? And because Source always says the whole miracle energy and, oh, that's a once in a lifetime thing. Source is saying that's a very human thing to think. In truth, you are Source. So you manifesting and creating miracles is an every moment experience. It shouldn't be once in a lifetime. It's literally your default standard way of being. Because when you are Source, everything simply takes the shape of you. And so, for you to master this, for you to balance this, there was a lot of training to be done. And all of the lessons and all the experiences, all of the time you spent before this moment, right here, right now, that was all the training you were undergoing, the healing, the rewiring, the reintegrating, for you to come to a place where finally the receiving is a pure receptivity of your source in all ways. So Source is saying, we want to give you good news. And the good news is you receiving is part of the healing now. You receiving is part of it. Before, the receiving had to be absent a little bit in order for you just to be Source. You received, of course, you were supported and you received, but it wasn't the primary. The primary was you just releasing. The releasing was the primary. The releasing and purging was the primary. The clearing and healing was the primary. The rewiring of the understanding and the shifting perception and the releasing of the illusion, integrating into source and the receiving your higher light codes, that was the focus point. That was the primary. But now that's done. So now the receiving is the primary. The receiving is now the healing. The receiving is now the honoring. The receiving is now the primary focus point. And Source wishes you to know this so that you can be even more at ease wherever you are. Things are about to change and they change incrementally. And it's not, again, Source is saying it's not because we're saying, ooh, take a little bit more. It's not, we're not teasing you. We're not like, it's not that energy. It's incremental because it's the momentum building. So you are receiving, things get better. A few weeks, you receive even more, things are really good. A few months, oh wow, okay, things are really, a few years, okay, whoa, 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 whoa. And now things are just in the, okay, so this is us now. Things are just abundant. It's just the default setting. And you're going to find, just as it was almost, it felt like you really had to pull to receive. You really had to work to get things. It felt sticky and sluggish. When you are in your momentum of abundance, you're really going to work hard to get out of it. So for you to lose your abundance, for you to not gain, for you to not receive, that's gonna be work. Because you not receiving that which you are is not source. That doesn't make sense. Source is the receiving of that which you are, is the receiving of the abundance, is the receiving of the love, is the receiving of everything you want. That is the source frequency. So it's source is saying, yes, the journey is slow. It's that Knight of Pentacles energy. Slow, slow, slow. But that is why it's been slow, in order for it to be permanent. This is a permanent shift. This is how you are now, going on forevermore. So, should you ever be in a space after this lifetime where you feel you wish to come through to this earth energy again, or you want to do more healing, or there's another thing you could do on earth, should you be reborn upon the earth, you are born awakened as source with your abundance there, boom. There's no working up to it, it's just there. As soon as you arrive on earth, boom, things are happening for you. It just is. It's just what you call into being for onwards. Because, thank you, Source. The main, you have done this work in many other lifetimes, through many other realities, many other forms. and you have mastered it. The physical realm, this was the realm you hadn't mastered it in. And that's why you are here. You were like, oh, this is a new realm. Oh, wow, this has a lot of hurdles. Oh, wow, this has a lot of resistance. I can't even light my fire here. My fire doesn't want to go. What's happening? Why can't I light my fire? Oh, this is a lot of work. Okay, I have to literally heal and clear and release everything that prevents me from lighting my fire. And then once that is done, I have to then download all of my ingredients and my memories to light that fire. Then when that's done, I have to remember how to light my fire. And then finally we can light my fire. And that's the step one. Fire is so easy. I mean, I want to be flying with my angel wings and dragon fire. I want to be creating worlds, not just light a fire. This is grade one work, the lighting of fire. But goodness, it took 50 years just to light a fire. That's how it's feeling. Source is saying this lifetime you are having was the great healing to you coming into your presence and your power in order for you just to be source in the physical. And yes, that also assisted in the healing of this collective, the healing of the human beings who are still in the illusion. That's fine. But now they have the ingredients, now they have the energies available on earth should they be ready to awaken in their own timeline. It could take thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years before the humans decide to do it, and that's okay. It's not about that. It was really about anchoring source here in the physical. And now they have a chance. They have a chance to ascend should they choose. Everybody, free will, everybody gets to choose. Those who want to ascend will ascend. Those who don't, they don't. And everybody's happy. That's the whole, it's balance. Source is infinite, right? So now the process we're at now is where you're ready to light that fire. And so now it's that lighting of the fire that you can and experiencing it. And that's the support, that's the resources, that's the abundance, the stability, the things you've been wanting. But soon you're going to be able to create things on a higher level, more complexity than lighting that fire. And that's the bigger stabilities, the bigger abundances, the bigger whatever it is that you're wanting, richer and richer and richer. And then whatever physical experience you're having through a physical earth experience or any other dimension that has this kind of physical energy, you are source. You don't have to, there's there's nothing in the physical realm that stops you now from being your true nature. And it just happens to look like money and cars and houses and buildings and stuff like that because it's this dimension. In any other world, it would be whatever it is that is applicable to that earth world. Okay, so Source doesn't want you to be ashamed or guilty for wanting to have more money. Source says this is a realm and a world of money. It's where you are at. It's the timeline you chose. It's the earth you chose, the timeline you chose. This is what's going on. So for you to now fight it and for you to be angry at the ingredients and the tools and the things that are here is counterintuitive. Don't blame the money, don't blame the building, don't blame the fancy cars or whatever it is. They just are. You just access them now at your higher frequency, and then you heal that frequency to love. You heal it, and it's okay. Should you want a beautiful home and a fancy car, and that makes you happy, fantastic. Why? You are having a beautiful home and a fancy car because it's inspired. It calls to you. It You don't know why, but you want that car in that color. Something is calling you to that car in that color. You don't know why. You're not even a car person, but that car and that color is calling you. You have no idea why, but it is. And when you get it, oh wow, this feels so relaxing. I want to take a road trip. I want to drive around. I want to see the world. I want to, all of a sudden, you're inspired to do all these things. And Source is saying, don't overcomplicate it now, thinking of, oh goodness, now I'm leaving. What about the fumes and the pollution and the ozone layer and the things? Source is saying, don't now overcomplicate everything with everything. Just be in the moment, doing what feels aligned to you and be present. Whatever you do, it's a healing frequency. Your frequency of source is a transmutative frequency. It transmutes energy. It's not to excuse your behavior and say, now be reckless and don't care about the world. No, that's not what source is saying. Source is saying your energy is a healing frequency. It just is. It just is. So don't overcomplicate things by fearing your way into it. Oh, now I'm adding to the crisis. Don't define yourself as adding. Allow yourself to be the healing, and whatever it is you're inspired to do will be a healing to it. However it unfolds, just discover how you'll be the healing to it. Okay. Source is saying we can feel so many of you almost want things, and yet there's a guilt to almost wanting them. And Source saying release that guilt. You're allowed to want nice things. The difference is you're not getting those nice things because, oh, look at me, now I'm fancy, now it means I'm successful. No, you're getting those nice things because they actually feel good. They feel nice. It's an enjoyable frequency to have, to experience. It's not to show off to someone. It's not an external projection. It's an internal experiencing. Your inner child is awake and wants to have fun in this world because your inner child hasn't had time to have fun in this world. So there are many things your inner child wants to experience and doesn't really care too much about, is it good for me? Is it bad for me? Your inner child is saying, I am not going around counting, oh, that's too much sugar. I don't care. I'm finally free on earth, free of people telling me who I am, free of people telling me what I am, free of people telling me I'm a gender, I'm a race, I'm a culture, I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm finally free just to literally run around this beautiful candy store of earth and just have fun. Let me be wild a bit. It's fine. We'll have time to grow. We'll have time to mature. You'll settle down and whatever, whatever. Just let me go and have fun and stop being guilty about it. Sheesh. We love that. We do indeed. You are so responsible, is what Source is getting to. Oh, you are so responsible with things. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to become famous and then lose your way and then spiral and then create disaster. You will become famous and have a platform to heal and teach and inspire and grow and nurture. Everything you are coming to is going to be a healing and a nurture and a care in abundance. So just allow yourself to be in that space, wherever it is, whatever it is, wherever you are. Okay? Some of you, a lot of you are meant and destined for, and when Source says fame, Source is meaning a greater platform where you are teaching people, whether it is being a teacher, being a healer, an educator, maybe some of you being a CEO or business owner or you know, being partnership in an already established corporate, because you're healing that corporate frequency. You're in there, being a superstar, being a singer, being an author, being a movie star, because when people see you on screen, your energy is literally healing them. It's yes, the one part is watching the movie, one part is hearing the words, but beyond that, your vibration, your image, your face, your just being there, your presence is vibrationally healing them because your energy heals through vibration. People don't have to speak to you to have a conversation. They merely just look at you and they're healed. So, what better way than for the masses to be healed by just looking at you eating popcorn and, ooh, ooh, well, that trauma is gone. So just enjoy how this is going to unfold. And Source is saying it's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be, I'm going to be an actor in order to heal the trauma. No, that's the thing. The scene might literally be you zipping around, running down the street, being chased by some supernatural thingy majiggy, and you are opening portals. And so it might have nothing to do with inner child anything. That's not the intention. Isn't you acting in order to, you're just having fun creating this masterpiece, and yet the person who's watching it, they receive much more than just the intended scene, because this is beyond the laws of normal human physics. This is magic. This is this is the 90% of source and how earth could be that humans have ignored because they've just been focused on the 10% of the programmed, of the illusion of what they have been told. We're operating in the 90% in how everything else can be and everything else can work. I mean, look at how we are in such different spaces, even when we upload the videos, right? And you do a meditation and you can feel it. Isn't that just trippy? Isn't it trippy that you are there? You might not even be watching it live. Watching it a month later, you're looking at the screen and that is amazing. And that is what we are opening up. That is the healing. That is the beautiful energies we are awakening. And this is just the beginning of it. And Source is saying, so because there is so much information and because it is a lot of information, okay? Imagine the earth, the humans, prior to us all being here, 10% of how earth can be, 10% of the energies, 10% of the laws of creation and physics, whatever you might call it. They've been using that 10%. That's all they've known. We are opening up 90%. And Source is saying, stop trying to understand the 90%. That's why Source is saying, don't even try to think it, understand it, analyze it. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of information, which humans haven't even begun to understand. And some scientists have been researching it, right? Scientists have been looking at this, at how we do things, how we channel, how we, and they're seeing the phenomena and they can measure it, and they're like, "Ooh, we can see how the shifts is," and they're just as astounded. And the scientists are finally starting to understand the energy in a broader way, and they are also now supporting so many spiritual energies and so many. It's incredible now, right? And so understand that there is a whole lot of energy you are all individually unlocking, and all of us are unlocking it in different ways and different spectrums. And so saying the best way for you to unlock it is to have no idea what you're doing, have no idea what's going on, and simply just do it. We know it sounds ridiculously irresponsible. We know it sounds absolutely wild and irresponsible, but it's actually the most responsible way you can be. Just do and flow and trust. Because when you do that, you allow the energies to be source. Whatever you are integrating, the information, the ability, the healing, it's source. We're going to go back to that analogy of us, of you acting on screen, you doing that scene, but then people in the cinema are getting healed. If you now were doing the scene with your scene partner, and at the same time you're trying to think, okay, I must also think of the audience going to watch me, and also while I'm doing this scene, this romantic scene with my scene partner, I must also open the light codes and open the portal, and I must also call upon the drag. Nobody has time for that. You don't have time for that. And the dragons aren't interested in your scene that you're doing here. Nobody wants anything. So just let it be. You are just focusing there, having the best time in this energy, being in your authentic self, being open, expressing yourself in this artistic, creative way. That's already a portal that's opened. Your energy now comes freely. The dragons know what they're doing. The angels know what they're doing. All the other co creative energies know what you're doing. Your multi vibrational mastery self knows what they're doing. So all of that energy, that healing energy, just effortlessly does its thing to abundance. You are accessing the 90% without controlling it, without trying to direct it, because that's what causes the resistance. And that's what causes it to not work, because it's meant to be free, right? It's meant to be free. All of us are meant to be free. The energy is meant to be free. Source wants to be free. You are source. So we are about to shift into an incredibly, we are shifting, not even about to, we are shifting. We're currently in the shift of incredible energy where so much is awakening. And Source is saying, wherever you are, whatever we've been guiding you to, even though it makes no sense, it's literally nonsensical in accordance to your human understanding of things. It's not meant to make sense because we Source do not make sense. We are infinite. For us to make sense in a way which is logical would be to define us, would be finite, would be singular. We're infinite. So you just be there, trusting where you are, trusting the guidance. If Source is saying there's nothing for you to do, just be trusted. If Source says go there, open that door and see what's behind there, trusted. If Source says no, run, trusted. Trust whatever you are feeling right now and know that Source is assisting you to align to your highest frequency. And unlike the illusion and the conditioned self, it's not so much work. We are just so used to, okay, now I know. Now I must study, and now I must arm myself with knowledge, and now I must practice these skills. And now we're so used to always having to be on, always locked in on. And Source is saying, oh, chill, relax. You don't have to arm yourself with knowledge. You don't have to be on. Just relax. Just be you. Be at ease. In the moment you need the information, it'll be there. In the moment you need to do something, you will know. Should you require a skill to be perfected, you will receive the inspired plan. Oh, I need to do this. I need to sign up for this course. Oh, I feel inspired to practice doing this. Oh, I feel called to. Everything will simply be a fluidity. It'll be at your ease. Otherwise, be on divine standby, screensaver mode, at your ease, at your love. And in that space, you will simply receive. You'll receive so much more. There's a lot of lag time. Sources saying yes, there's a lot of this in between lag time and almost dead space energy where not much is happening. And yes, that can feel very boring and almost a waste of time that you can be doing so much. That's just the physical perspective. On your emotional and spiritual, mental perspective, there's so much work. You've been doing so much work. There's so much work you're doing energetically and spiritually. It's crazy. There is so much work you're doing. And soon, that physical lag time, that physical dead space energy you are feeling will not be. You will be very, very, very busy. And you will be very, very, very grateful for the times when you do nothing. To just catch a breath, breathe, enjoy yourself on that beachside resort, looking at the waves, and your heart bursting with all the gratitude of abundance as everything has worked out so divinely perfect in every way that you can take a beautiful 2-week vacation and just look at the sunset across the ocean at ease. There's so much coming through, and there's so much availability for you. It is simply you allowing yourself to trust the process and to, yep, that's it really. Just trust the process. Trust is a big one right now because it is out of your hands, out of your physical hands, and into your vibrational hands, into your source hands. And once your source hands have weaved the path, then your physical hands follow suit, right? It's no longer the physical leading blindly. That's been disastrous over the past hundreds of years. Look at the chaos. It is now your source, divine, masterful hands weaving, and your physical hands now discovering the depth, the abundance, the magic of that weaving. And it's wanted. Source is saying it's such a beautiful artistry because it almost feels counterintuitive that if you release control, then you won't have what you want. But Source is saying those source hands are literally energetically weaving what you want. They're weaving with the wanted energy. Your source hands aren't, your source hands, your source is detailed oriented in the sense that every detail of what you want will be through the feeling of it, through the vibrational resonance on it. But in the physical, the detail will be. It might look a little different, it might look slightly different. The, the color might be a shade or two, not what you thought, but you are very happy that it's a shade or two where it is because it's more aligned to the feeling. So your source is very detail oriented, and what you want will absolutely be met. It is simply source saying when you are trying to direct it from the physical perspective, it's so much work because you can't see the energies working behind it. So you are weaving with components which aren't ready. You are co-creating with people who are energetically just the wrong people to co-create with. It's just you are it's chaos, and not in a good way. But should you allow your source hands, your source frequency to weave and to masterfully navigate and create these beautiful opportunities for you, and you then step in alignment and you experience it, the feeling of your joy and your love and your excitement and your enthusiasm and your success and your achievement and your security and your sensuality and your passion, and that is guaranteed. That's there at full maximum. So if that's there at full maximum, if you're at 100% joy, surely what you are physically experiencing is a good time. You can't be joyous and not enjoying what you're experiencing in the physical. That cannot be. So when the feeling and the resonance is primary, everything else falls into place. When the feeling of these people you're co-creating with is love, it shall be love in the physical. When the feeling of the space you are in is safe and secure and peaceful and exciting and inspiring and beautiful and sanctuary and invigorating and everything and more, then the physical will honor that feeling. So that home you're living in is the most beautiful place you have ever witnessed in your life. And you had no idea you could have even manifested such a beautiful, exquisite space. And yet, here it is. And it's yours. It's all yours. Because it's through source, which is a fundamental stability point. The stability of source is formidable, fundamental. It just is. It just is. It's not a serving suggestion, it's a fact. That's how we always say, you are source. It's a fact, not a serving suggestion. It's a fact. So own it. We are source. I am source. Okay. I create this. It's a fact. Okay. My inner being, my inner source, wants to know what I want. If I describe it in physical detail, measurements, and rigid things like that, tricky for it to navigate. Because then, sure, we can do that, but are you happy? We don't know. We don't know. But should you instead feel your home, feel your job, feel your space, feel your partner, feel your family, feel everything you want, the serenity, the peace, the abundance, the wealth, the health, the fun, the joy, the stillness, the celebration, the harmony, the balance, the existence, the expression of you. Your inner being now has beautiful tools. That's the scent your inner being has now on this path, on this trail to find what you want. And now your inner being says, right now, you have given your inner being so much information, you can trust. We know what you want. So it's saying, we know, we know, we know. So you can trust that we know. The reason why you're not living it yet isn't because you're not allowed to, isn't because we're denying it. No, it's because we know what you want. And so we are literally weaving and doing everything in all of our power for you to get it. And this, right now, what you're living is the path, is the way in which you get it. Don't judge the path, don't judge the way. When you surrender to it, it's no longer a resistance. And the path and the way, yes, it might be a bit dull and quiet, but rather dull and quiet than abusive, violent, and loud and traumatic. The path is the path. The time is the time. The journey is the journey. You are just choosing a path and a journey and a way which is less traumatic to your senses, because as far as source is concerned, you just being on earth has been a trauma enough. And you can just do with a little bit of R&R. And so trust. We know that you want so much. All of what you want is coming. And you are on the way to all of this beautiful magnificence. Allow yourself to just be at ease. Release the stress, release the anxiety, release the fear, release the catastrophizing. It's very normal. So that's why Source in the beginning said, we want you to know all the panicky feelings you might be feeling, or the anxiety, or whatever's going on. That's absolutely normal. It's it's expected, right? But you are getting stronger and you're becoming a lot more aligned to your frequency. More and more, you're going to feel, not so bad, not so stressful anymore, not actually panicking anymore. Huh, No, actually, it's more just bothersome, really, Source. It's more bothersome than actually, and it's more like annoying now. And then, like, we know, and that's also okay. That's also normal. You're ready. You're ready for more. You're ready to get going. You're ready for your life. We know. We get it. It's on its way. It's becoming. It's becoming. We're quite sure the caterpillar in the cocoon stage is quite annoyed, quite irritated, and enough. Hasn't seen people, hasn't seen another caterpillar for days, has no idea what is going on. Its body is doing things it's never done before, doesn't even remember what it is and who it is anymore, completely over it, and yet still has to wait until perfection. And of course, the butterflies exiting their chrysalis, perfection. I don't think anybody can look at that experience and think, oh, that's a bit disappointing. 5 out of 10 chrysalis exit. Could have done a better job on those wings, butterfly. Nobody says that. That'll be crazy. Everybody looks at that experience and thinks, wow, what magic. What beautiful, exquisite magic. Yes, scientifically, we understand the process, but that is just a beautiful experience. Well done, caterpillar. Well done. Look at you go. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've become. Look at you. Glorious, glorious to behold. Okay, we are ready for our integration. Seatbelt locked in. Actually, let's get some water. I'm just going to get some water. So please get some water. We've been doing a bit of chatting now. We can feel our throat is dry, and some water before we do the energy work. So everybody, wherever you are, grab some water. I wanted to become a Crystal, I'm reading. I wanted to become a multi-millionaire celestial shaman because why not? An opportunity to bring and explore traditional polarities is my passion of curiosity, healing money. Done, done, and done. So moted be. You had me at multi-millionaire celestial shaman. That's a door. That's a title on a door that I. That's great. You had me there. Okay. Okay. We trust you're all hydrated and ready for wherever we are taken at this time. Let us go. Let's see. Mm. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Kiatur. Talovaros reavires kiatir. Deep breath out. Kiavatos. Reatir talovaros reavir. Deep breath in. Kiaturos. Talovaros kiavir talovaros. Deep breath out. Kiaturos. Kiatur talovaros reavir. Deep breath in. Vilataros talovir. Vilataros talozatos reavires. And a deep breath out, kiviatos katur. Miatir talavaros reavir. Keep breathing at ease. Talavaros kiavir, reazir tiazatos. Reavir kiazir talozatos kivir. Miator talavatos kiatires kiazutos. Reavir talozatos kiatur talovatos. Miatos kiazires reavir. Ratur talozaros, ratur talovires, riazitir, riazatur, riavires, razir, kiatir talozaros, riazur, talovalos, talovem viavires, Talovalos talovem viavir. Rikies rikaroturos ratur. Talovaros talovaros talovir. Riviash kiazaros. Riviesh riaziros. Riviesh riazaros. Riviesh riaziros. Riviesh riazaros. Kitar talozuros talavir. Miatiras kiazutos. Talovar kiaziros kiatur. Mitaros kiazares kiavir. Riazir kiazatos katir. Talovires rivi kivash. Miatur talavaros. All of us here connected at this time, and everyone who's also watching this at a different timeline, a different time space, whether they're watching it live or whether this is tomorrow or a month later or even a year. Every single one of us, all together seated in a circle. In the center, a blazing bonfire of source, of creation. Each of us holding hands connected. Viryesh ki atur, talaviresh ki azatosh, raviresh. Fire or flames, miniature flames, sort of levitate out of the big bonfire, connecting to each of your heart space. So little flames, little balls of fire or floating flames come through from the bonfire, traveling all the way to you, to each of us, individual flames, anchoring into our heart space. Kiavi, virash talavarosh talavi, viryesh, riatur talavarosh. And then the flame shifts to the person next to you, and you receive the flame of the person before you. Raturosh talavarosh, riyash kati. So the flame shifts to the right, from you to the other person to the right, and the person on the left, their flame shifts to you. Futurosh. So the flames are going round and round in a circle, each of us connecting to all the different flames born of the bonfire. Raturosh kiavi reshkiatu, talovarosh riavi riavi, riaturosh riavi reshkiatu, tarovi tarovi tarovi, viavi eshkiaturosh. The flame changes. Viatu kiavesh, riatiresh. The flames keep changing. Valaturosh kiavi are shifting. Raturosh from one to the other. Ratir kiatu, viesh kiatiresh kiazi, riaturosh riaviresh riatu, riakiresh riaziresh. Rivayos creaturos talavios creati, vias creaturos talavi, kiaviras creazaros creati, creaturos tilazutos creavi, kivish creaturos talavi. The flames keep shifting, viaturos kiavatos, reaviras kiavi, viaturos. Until the original flame, the flame that came from the bonfire to you, returns back to you. It's done a full circle. And this flame now fills your whole body and integrates. Kitur talava. The bonfire shape changes shape and form and becomes a star, a violet star. And the star breaks up into more little stars, the number of all of us in the circle. And this big violet star distributes its energy amongst all of us. Each and every single one of you, each and every single one of us receiving this violet star energy until there is nothing left of the star or the fire. You receive this violet star energy, integrates, virishkiadurosh, and it shifts again to the right, viaturosh talabarosh, and you receive the star energy on the left, viatirash kiaturosh, and the shift begins again, kiaturosh talabarosh, riavi riavi, shifting from one to the other, kiatur talavarosh, riavi riavi, kiatur talavarosh, kiatosh kiaro, viatiresh kiazi, kiarush kiaturosh, talavarosh riavi, kiatush talavi, riakish kiaturosh talavarosh. This is a great healing circle. Each of you beautiful beings have a unique signature, a unique healing frequency. So this is a beautiful opportunity that you all receive your fire and your flame as you did. And now you all receive your starlight as you do now. And yet each of you are able to assist each other by healing certain components which the others can't, which the others perhaps are just not aligned to this lifetime to heal. This allows you to access your, as Kemet had said, 90% of your source energy completely. All of you live so far away in different spaces, different times, different realities. How else can you assist each other than this very beautiful spiritual conference call? Shifting, shifting, the star light shifts and finally settles back to you. The original starlight you received, which was yours to begin with, has now done its beautiful round, receiving and healing and sharing, co-creating in the highest frequencies of source, fills up your whole body, Raturosh, and integrates. A portal opens in the center. Gold coins rain from this portal. Coin after coin after coin after coin. Gold coins, thick gold coins rain from this portal, creating quite a mountain of gold coins. One by one, the gold coins float up in the air and integrate into your frequency. Each of you receiving, you would think, a transfer of gold coins, equal amount. You might think it as a payment for services rendered, as you have each assisted in the healing of the fire and star energy here. If each of you could have met each other in different lifetimes, timelines, it would be you going up and, booking a session or booking a healing and financial exchanges. Well, here it's happening all energetically. And just as the fire and the star energy will manifest in your physical reality, so will these gold coins. It doesn't necessarily, the gold coins are not necessarily limited to money we're receiving. Yes, money is one of the things. It's also your foundation, your stability, can be a home, can be a new job, can be a a physical manifestation, your pentacles, your physical. Your whole body now filled with these gold coins and overflowing, indeed. You're still receiving more. Your body's full, and yet you're still receiving, integrating along the way. Raising your frequency. The gold coins represent a physical manifestation or manifestations and physical experiences which will unfold. The fire and the starlight are a healing of these physical experiences. For many of the ways in which humans have created their, their understanding of things is to be healed. And the only way to heal it is by experiencing it. So you experiencing the abundance, the physical manifestation, and yet living and being in those experiences in a higher frequency, in a healed and loving manner, is a healing. You heal the frequency. The way you do it, your intention is a healing in itself. Tarot in the hands of a healer and tarot in the hands of an abuser, both can you utilize the tarot, and yet one frequency will heal and the other will destroy and diminish. You are the healers. So now you are receiving the material experiences, the wealth, the opportunities, and you are living it, experiencing them in a way which is a healing for all. Most importantly, a healing to you, for you deserve good things, and you deserve to live a life that finally reflects the beautiful love you are, fully and completely, without doubt. Source wants to erase the doubt of you thinking you're worthy of it by you having absolutely phenomenal manifestations where you simply understand your worth. You do not know your worth yet, and it's about time you do. Kivashkatu, riveshkatarostave. You are still receiving the gold coins. Viashkatireshtalavarosh. While this is happening, we connect with the dragon mages. These are, well, you might think of them as dragon witches and dragon wizards, right? The dragon mages. A dragon wants to be magical. Why not? Or magic wants to be a dragon. Who knows? In any case, the dragon mages come through, and each of you have one. Each of you have a dragon mage assigned to you. The dragon mage creates a fiery a fiery circle, a fiery sphere around you. You're still receiving the gold coins. This doesn't disrupt the receptivity. The dragon mages, they have mastered how to be your highest magical self upon a physical and within a physical realm and domain. And so right now they are activating, healing, and upgrading and assisting you to be able to manage all of what you're receiving, this physical manifestation, your fire and your light, your starlight, and ground it, anchor it in without it feeling overwhelming, without it feeling overwhelming. You are quite a powerful being. You are quite a powerful, limitless being with a great capacity for love and a great capacity of power, and you can do a great deal of things. And yet you have aligned to do everything through ease and through love, not through control, not through distraction, but through care and through nurture and through healing and through gentility, through patience. This requires a great deal of mastery and strength. Stillness, having all the power of creation and yet being still, requires great strength and discipline, mastery. It's easy to let the power overwhelm you, easy to let the power move you, but to be still within the power you are. Mm, masterful. And the measures are assisting you to reconnect to your mastery, for you have mastered this. Everything you're receiving today has always been yours. We, Kemet, are simply able to open up a channel for you to receive that which you are. Yet what you are receiving, this is you. It's always been you. It's unique to you. We wouldn't know even where to begin to give you what is you. This is just you receiving you. Thus, you have mastered all of this. You know this well. You are just receiving the recall, the remembrance. You can say the crash course reminder of your mastery and power. And the dragon mages are integrating now. Katurosh activating, receiving light codes now, receiving and downloading. Your scrolls of wisdom and alchemy. Ah, Yadu. And now receiving everything else you're ready to receive. Hmm. You are not alone. This is why we aligned this integration with all of you sitting in this beautiful circle holding hands. Look at all the power you weave. Feel the energy of all around you. You are not alone. You are here on earth doing magical things. And each and every single one of you are seen, are celebrated. And each and every single one of you will succeed. You will. It is destined. So we want each of you to know you are not alone. Your struggles have not been overlooked. The hard work has not been overlooked. Each and every single one of you are tended to. You are all of great importance to Source, to creation. There are not many beings who can call Source forth and then anchor Source into a realm which is in direct opposition to the existence of Source. That is love. To hold love and to anchor love into a frequency which has never known love is the greatest gift of love there is. Hmm. We want to thank each and every single one of you for your masterful work here on earth. Viatur kiavash kiata, riaji kitur. Okay. Hmm. Two images came to us during that integration from this tarot, the psychic reading cards by Debbie Malone and Amelia Chitulescu. Sorry if I am pronouncing that incorrectly. Amelia, Amalia. And we're just going to find them. Okay, so these are the ones. Abundance first came through. This came through very strongly during the integration. You can just sit and just look at the card and feel whatever is coming through. Vietach kia jatur taloviresh. Kiatir talozatos kivir vash katir. Kivash kiatur talovaros kitaros ravir. Opening up our sacral chakras. Vitash kiatur talovakiesh ravir. Root chakra. Vitash kiviatos heart chakra katalos tavi. Crown chakra kivash tavi. Vitash kiavikesh kiatur taloveresh kavir. Mietri kiviatos kitar. Mietri kiviatos kitaresh kivir. Vitashtalovakiesh tavurosh, ritarosh kiviarekiesh tavir. Vikesh kiaturosh talavarosh kavir. Okay. And then this one, which was literally what we were seeing in the image in our meditation. Kiatur talavarosh kiviresh tavir. Rivaresh kiturosh taviresh tavir. Mm. Okay. Oh, okay, beautiful beings. Anything else, Horse? Okay. That was a lovely session. It was very interesting with the flames shifting from left to right and the star energies. We could literally just feel this energy shift. And quite fun. It was an interesting co creative space. Um, and what was also interesting, it felt not only did we feel us there, everyone here watching, and the viewers who might be watching in the present future, we also felt many other beings there from other realms, other dimensions, from other spaces who might not necessarily watch this video. We don't know if they have YouTube in their dimension or universe, right? But we felt them. Oh, thank you so much, Lucky and Lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for your donation. And it was just very, that gold coin, we see it. It was very interesting to feel um, the energy flow because we could feel the other dimensions and the other realities also come through, and their addition to the flame and their insight and their healing from their perspective. A few beings from the mantis frequency were there too in the circle, and we could feel them. We definitely felt them add their understanding. So it was very, very, very beautiful and very, very healing. And yeah, interesting. And we received quite a lot. And it feels like all of us received quite a bit for the physical. For the physical. It felt very much, hi, this is for the physical. We spoke an hour about you receiving. It's time for you then to just receive, is what we really felt. And we're like, okay, cool. We're not going to say no. We are happy to receive in the physical. We're happy that that is the space in which we are now to expand and grow. So we are ready to see what comes through. Jason, incredibly activating and affirming session today, Kemet. Even more appreciated as I head into a new job tomorrow. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy your new job. Oh, first day at a new job always feels like a first day at school. Always feels like first day of school, meeting all these people. And then even like lunchtime, it's like at the playground, like, "Ooh, okay, so who am I gonna speak to?" Enjoy your new day, your first new day. Enjoy the experiences, enjoy the tingles, the jitters, the nerves, the fun, the excitement, the exploration. Enjoy. And we feel you're going to meet. Thank you so much, Cara. We appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. We feel you're going to meet some fun people there too. The new job also comes with new people, new colleagues, new experiences. So we feel it's an elevated experience completely. I love that there was an upgrade from Violet Flame to Violet Star. Thank you for this experience. Oh, yes. We have been working with the Violet Flame, Violet Star, and Diamond. The Violet Diamond Flame and the Diamond Star Flame have been coming through quite a bit in our personal integrations. So we're so happy that that also came through. Um, it's again the star energy. See, the flame. I always feel that star energy is almost an airy energy, um, which we work with quite a bit in the integrations. That unknown in and unknown without. Then the flame almost grounds it too. It brings a physicality to it. It's more of a solid. You can see it. It's more solid. It's more. It's the same. It's a similar frequency, just more almost grounded. And the co-creation of them both assists in that energy. Just like the dragons, right? The dragons have led us. Will have taught us that one of their characteristics is that they are that star energy in the physical form. They are that higher power just in a physical form. And so the dragon is the form they take, and the flame, so it just really adds that beautiful alchemy. And it's quite indicative of all of you now matching your higher frequency here on earth, which is beautiful. I offer as I receive as I offer. Ooh, that's beautiful. A mantra that came through the session. Oh yes, especially when we were like going receiving and co-creating and sharing, and then everything slotting back. That's beautiful. I offer as I receive as I offer. Thank you for that beautiful energy. Thank you for that affirmation. Thank you for that mantra. Thank you for the donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay! See the gold coin with the star, how synchronous. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Beautiful beings, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for co creating with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the contributions and donations. We really appreciate you. And we will see you all again next weekend. Next weekend, we shall be having the Q&A session, the donation Q&A session on Saturday. So, should you have any other questions happening or anything you want to share and experience or discuss further, we will connect on Saturday, and then Sunday again, Sunday Soul Session. And this week we have uploaded our first weekly integration. We are now beginning our weekly integrations and monthly integrations. And we're excited for that. It was a very interesting feel, a bit different from the star sign integrations. For we can feel the week is a little bit more specific. It's a more like there's a time now. And so we could feel how it didn't feel restricted, but it felt very specific. Like, okay, now we're zoning into specific energies. It's like, ooh, okay. And it was very interesting because the information we received was still very unknown and very intriguing. So we look forward to how that assists all of you. So much love to all of you. Have a magical, beautiful week. Enjoy the few last days of September as we head into October. Riatur Talovaros Riavires. So much love, so much light. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Take care. Bye bye.